We got a question this week in the Mixed Wednesday Facebook group from Michael Bellevue. I'm pretty sure that's how you say your name, Michael. He asks, what do you guys typically do to discourage last-minute cancellations? I have a few clients who make a regular habit out of this.
It's not a good habit to have.
No, it's kind of crappy on your client's part, no offense.
Yeah, my question is why are they your regular clients?
There's definitely a certain point in your career where you take what you get, right?
I guess
you don't get to pick everything, right? I mean, if I could pick and choose, I would only take gigs that pay me $1,000 an hour, 8-hour minimum,
Fair.
but are actually only 30 minutes of work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I don't really get to pick and choose that one. There's a good number of ways to get around clients that tend to cancel. The easiest one is to just not accept gigs from people that you know cancel.
Are they professional clients or are they kind of more friends? I was saying to Dan before, it's kind of a friendly collision. We do something that we love, but we have to take our time seriously so that if we want to make it a business, a legit business, and you're not wasting your time. The other thing that I was thinking that I always do, I use Google Calendar. I do calendar invites. It helps keep me on the same page with the client or whoever I'm going to be working with. I would say most people have a smartphone. They have a calendar on their phone.
Yep.
Right.
Hopefully you're working with people that are at least that organized.
Well, here's the thing, right? You want them to take it like this is a serious business thing, just as you do, right? So if they're not going to take it like it's a serious business thing, it's not necessarily someone you want to work with. But, let's jump back to the whole concept of, sometimes you don't get to pick who you work with, right?
Mm-hmm.
In that case, and even if it's not that case, maybe you have picked who you work with, but it's just someone new and you've never worked with them before and you don't know how the relationship's going to work, right? So
Sure.
in that case, I take a deposit on the work. And obviously this is different for tracking versus mixing. I think it's pretty standard in most studios to take a deposit for booking time. Usually it's somewhere around 10% or 20%, something like that. I know that there are some studios that take 50%. I've actually even seen studios that'll take 100% advance payment for a booking. But obviously those places are the places where nobody's going to cancel there anyways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
But even myself as a mix engineer, for me to schedule the time to do a project with somebody, I do take a deposit. It's a 50% deposit up front. And then as we go through the project, if it turns out that, it's not working out, the deposit is generally considered non-refundable. But if it's not working out and it's my fault, I will pretty much always refund it. It's just a fair thing to do. That's how you keep a good relationship with people,
I've always looked at it as a trust thing, because especially with new people or especially with people that even your friends, it's a good way of kind of just being like, hey, I need 50% to even start working on this. You know what I mean? Or I need some sort of incentive to start working, so I know that you guys are serious.
You could always build into a contract some sort of refund policy. If you let me know within 2 days of this happening, you get 100% back. If you let me know in less than 2 days, you get whatever it may be. You can definitely break down the deposit into multiple stages and say, if you give me this much advance notice, thank you for the respect, I appreciate it, you get most of your deposit back.
Kenny, you have a studio, Kenny. You must run into this. And
didn't you record something for the country of Chile?
Yes.
Colombia.
Oh, there you go. All right, cool. Did they cancel?
No.
Good job, Colombia.
They were very punctual.
They were very Us Colombians are very punctual sometimes.
No, but
they're very punctual
But
people.
how do you manage if someone bails on a session?
I try to take a deposit. If they do bail, I've toyed with the idea of having some kind of rescheduling fee, but really just it's about taking a deposit beforehand, coming off as someone who's organized and taking this seriously. You can be all that without being a dick. You got to find your way. To some people, you do have to say, I don't mean to make this feel awkward, but I have to do these things because I have been screwed in the past, and there are many horror stories that go with that. And if you want to get a beer sometime and talk about it, that's fine. But for now, let's try to be professional.
Right. And then, of course, someone goes, but you know me, man. I'd never do that. And you go, well, I knew those guys too.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's it. And you go, you don't want to put friendship into that whole thing. If you keep friendship and business separated, you end up in a much safer place. And the truth is, you should end up friends with every single client that comes through your studio.
Yeah.
They should absolutely love hanging out with you.
Yeah. Well, Michael, I hope this gives you a little bit of insight on how to handle your clients that are canceling on you. If anybody else has any questions, feel free to ask them on the Facebook group. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more videos every single week. Subside to our Facebook group But yeah, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube page and come and join the Facebook group and ask some questions, and we'll answer them, possibly. So until next week, we'll see you guys later, and keep on mixing. Bye.
Peace.
Later, guys.